Deborah Norville is here. Congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. And I appreciate the color you're wearing.
I'm back at you, boy. Good minds think
Good
alike,
minds think
right?
alike.
Yeah.
So when you actually got up there and it was the moment to receive this, Deidre introduced it,
Yes.
right? Did you known Deidre for a long time?
I've known her for over 30 years. Yeah.
Did you first meet during?
We were trying to figure that. I don't know how we met. Probably we were both at NBC at the time, so it
Right.
was probably some NBC thing. But I honestly couldn't tell you how we met. Like people you've known a long time, nobody can remember. But when I knew I was getting this, I knew I would love it if she would be available to present it, and she was, and she was great up there.
When you look at what you've accomplished in your career with the journalism and then Inside Edition and all the different parts of it, was there one part of it that you're the most proud of? Is it all the journalistic work?
You know what? I'm proud of surviving.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Surviving in an industry where it's really hard to be a working mom. It's really hard to be a married woman. Our career, our jobs take a lot of time away from our families, and I am so proud that I made it time-wise in the business, and even more importantly, that I am still happily married, and my entire family is here today, and they're here because they wanted to be, not because they were told.
That's amazing. Who were your idols?
Well, I first remember seeing Nancy Dickerson on
Nancy
television
Dickerson, oh my gosh.
doing a 5-minute news break right before the noon news, and I told John that. He was not old enough to ever see his mom on TV. I said, well, she was good. And then Marlene Sanders would do news breaks. I remember watching Jessica Savage, and of course Barbara Walters and Jane Pauley, but it was really Diane Sawyer who made it okay for a blonde to be smart. Diane is brilliant, and Diane did not hide her brilliance, and Diane was celebrated for being brilliant, and I'm like, finally, a blonde who can be smart.
Right, because you always had the blonde newscaster lady, and she wasn't supposed to be very ditz or twinkie.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be the Twinkie. In fact, it's very funny. I remember years ago, it was after election night. I'm a reporter in Atlanta, so it's early in my career, and something came up about Mork and Mindy. And I said, sort of to the group sitting there, I said, well, you know, the Mork and Mindy Nanu Nunu handshake is a variation of the Phi Beta Kappa handshake. And my news director looked at me and he said, well, how would you know that? I'm like, well, because that's what they teach you when you get inducted. He looked like he fell off a truck.
Chair, yeah.
Like, you're in Phi Beta Kappa? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so anyway, you get over that real quick.
Get over there real quick. Yeah, so with Inside Edition, was there a story in that was the toughest one for you along the way that was just hard to get through? Did you ever have that moment, or were you just always like, I'm a news guy, I can do this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you do what you have to do, but there have definitely been stories where usually involving the tragic loss of a young person where I would just get very broken up, and you would either see tears in my eyes, or there was one in particular when the young man from Virginia, Otto Warmbier, was not basically brought home dead, and he was born the same day as my son, the exact same age as my son, and I could not finish the tag to the story. I just said, we'll be back, and threw it to commercial.
So where are you going to put this?
I don't know. On a table,
On the
soon,
table,
'cause it's heavy.